Yeah. So yes, thank you for adding the morning wood metric because we want to be like
I'll
centenarians,
have that on the
robust
dashboard
in
for the demo.
our yes. And then if people, if they suffer, come to our class, I'll have like 7 Mojo protocols. One's Kispeptin also. I love Kispeptin. It gives the LH surge for men and women. There are a couple human
Hmm.
trials. Like it literally helps women with PCOS or hypothalamic amenorrhea. It's so healing. Yeah,
Yeah,
so many phenomenal
these are
hacks
just
out there.
amazing, amazing, amazing compounds. I've started working with my dad who's dealing with some gut issues and some like
Hmm.
osteoporosis stuff, and there's ways that you can start to reverse those kinds of things as well with a lot of these types of compounds. So like we're just in such an early stage right now. It's still on the fringes of like the integrative world. Practitioners like yourself and I hope that these start to get more mainstream acceptance and that they become more accessible to people because a lot of them are still regulated here or they're sold for research use. But like when more people can get them through their conventional practitioners as well, and they can start to reach more people, like a lot of these peptides have been used in Eastern European countries for 40 or 50 years. There's tons of data on these for general health and wellness, and other countries like Ukraine and Russia and others where the original research was done on these things. There's decades of success using these compounds. We're just now starting to get on the bandwagon over here, but there's tremendous potential, I think, to see these come more into mainstream medicine.
There will be, and I think there's challenges. Yeah, like my favorite peptide that we use in nearly everybody, even those with mast cell, mold, Lyme, and huge cytokine storms. It's TA1, but it's an orphan drug. And so actually it wasn't even available for compounding pharmacies for a while because it's so successful. Like they were looking at it and it became sort of not available for a while. Thymosin alpha
Yep.
1 is just a true, it's part of an anabolic stack because certain peptides we use, they're very antigenic. They either burn, sting going in, or they leave a little lump. The more lumpier someone gets, that means the more hyperimmune or immune dysregulated they are,
That
and they
makes
need
sense.
help.
Yeah.
They need gut
Yeah.
protocols. They need to like normalize the fuck out of their immune system with gut protocols, fiber, and we use TA1. It'll instantly like normalize signals. And TA1's been used in hundreds of human trials. Out of all peptides, I think it's got the most trials because literally it cures hepatitis B and C. It lowers the viral load or knocks it down to nothing. If they have liver failure, they will normalize their liver and not go into transplant. It's like so phenomenal and it's an orphan drug here in USA. But thymosin alpha 1, it will improve combined with antivirals, it'll improve threefold the mortality for really severe respiratory failure in COVID. So for all our
Awesome.
long hauls, yeah. And so I struggle with my last cycle of weight gain because I had some version of mild long haul. I do all the, functional medicine protocol. So I struggled with that 19 pounds of weight gain during pandemic. And it was because of Delta, I think. And we have studies now showing like once people get it once or twice, like they have outstanding fungal overgrowth in the gut. They have CMV on the hypothalamus. They've got chronic activation of Epstein-Barr again, even though they look fine on the outside.
Hmm.
But what it's going to show up is, and even though they don't have gut problems or brain problems, what shows up is they're a hard gainer. They can't lose the fuck of 1 pound or nothing. They're putting on weight or they're depressed, or they're not as motivated as they need to be, should be, could be, their other organs start to, go down. Thyroid goes down, adrenals go down, their gonads go down, testosterone starts going down. And for women, progesterone starts going down. I can't tell you how many people I've heard, like either after spike, either vaccine or Delta or Omicron or one of them, they're not themselves anymore, or their period doesn't come back, or it's like, delayed or something. But I love these peptides with combined with our gut protocols. They really bring the full totality of health. Like even despite a low LH, for one of the dudes, like this happens, and it's a combination. We pound the gut protocols, we pound the terrain, and we pound the right cocktail of peptides. And you're right. These have been in Ukraine and Russia. Military technology brought these to the forefront, and many have been studied, like epithalin, pinelion, and a couple other bioregulators for over 50 years now in huge human studies of over 11,000 people. And then we have thymosin alpha 1, where there's hundreds of trials, and then many human trials in various countries where hepatitis B and C are huge, like Japan and Europe, but Japan, has a lot, and Asia. So yeah, I'm grateful that we have a huge body of medical literature to back up everything we do. And then there's a lot of anecdotes, and in drug discovery land, they do all kinds of weird things and combinations. And so we can take some of the data from there, which is cool to, apply and translate.
Well, I'm sure we could nerd out, Grace, for hours upon
Yes,
hours. But I will see you on the event coming up next week, and we'll continue the conversation there.
very awesome.